Sevgili misafirler, TPNP Paribas İstanbul Cup'ta Spor Toto merkez kortumuzda birazdan tekler finali başlayacak. Kısa bir süre içerisinde oyuncuları korta davet edeceğiz. Öncelikle alkışlarınız müsabakanın top toplayıcıları için gelsin. Let's give a warm applause for the ball kids for the final match. Alkışlarınız kesilmesin. Şimdi de müsabakanın çizgi hakemlerini korta davet ediyoruz. And the line umpires for the singles final.
Garanti Koza Arena, as the field has been whittled down to the final two between Vondrousova and Martic. She's looking for a second career title. Vondrousova, after the one in 2017, she won in Biel. And for Martic, she's appearing in her third finale.
So we're playing with same condition as in previous match. We still have the TV changeover. Reminder, Petra between points. Any questions? So it's going to be WTA or Istanbul Cup? Istanbul Cup. Can you press here? WTA. Receive. Good match.
So Vondrousova won the toss, and she is elected to receive, as she's done this whole week when she has won the toss. Finals, always special occasions. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Vondrousova, who just missed out on a seeding, or the number 6 seed in Martic. One of these two will succeed. Pauline Parmentier as the winner. The French woman was in the draw this year, but was upset in the second round by Elena Rybakina. Hasn't been needed. The roof at the Garanti Koza Arena. Weather has been very nice, not overly hot. Sun has been an issue at times for the players looking up into it, but on other occasions, very pleasant indeed, with a bit of cloud cover, as there is today. 19-year-old is Vondrousova, at a ranking of number 46 in the world. 43 is her highest, and she's already gone past that now by getting to this stage in Istanbul. Number 40 currently, and if she does win, then it would tick up to just number 39. So already making another improvement in the weekly rankings. That one career title to her name, coming in 2017 when she was ranked 233rd at the time. She was the second lowest ranked finalist well, for many, many years. It was Justine Henin on her comeback in 2010 at the Australian Open who achieved the feat as a very, very low-ranked player. And Vondrousova doing the same, going on to win that title over Annette Kontaveit. You can see how good of a season she's having, because that ranking currently outside the top 45, but she's number 20 in the race to Shenzhen, and that's bound to also go up. She'll be playing more clay court tennis next week at home in Prague. And we know she's going to face a qualifier or a lucky loser in the first round in Prague. That's her road to get to the final. As mentioned, not dropping a set in the semifinals. Beat her doubles partner from this week, Barbara Stritsova. Lara Arua-Barena, same number of games dropped in 3. The most games she has dropped in the second round against the former French Open champion, who is on the comeback trail, Svetlana Kuznetsova. 7 games there. But she's looked so smooth on the court. Vondrousova doing a lot of the dictating from the baseline with her big forehand, but also has the variety, likes the drop shot, as does Martic, who is 28 years of age. She thought her career a couple years ago was going to be over because of a serious back injury. Missed virtually all of one completed season. So what a comeback it has been, starting really in 2017 at the French Open. She's just outside the top 50 in the race to Shenzhen, but coming in Istanbul with a very good result, made the semifinals in Charleston. The ranking also really spiked last year on the back of some great results. 4th round at a Grand Slam, the Australian Open, winning the 125 series in Chicago, making the final in Bucharest. And this is her path, and as you can see there, it's been significantly harder. Starting with a comeback win in the first round, comeback win in the second round when she was down a break in the second set against Anna Bogdan. In the quarterfinals, 3 hours and 18 minutes, longest match of the season. She saw off Kristina Mladenovic, and then in the semifinals, not wanting to go through via a retirement, never like to see your opponent in that state. Margarita Gasparian was unwell, suffering from dizzy spells. That's why she quit after the first set. But in terms of the time spent on court for Martic, just the 52 minutes, that was precisely what she needed after that long one against Mladenovic. That head-to-head record may give her confidence coming in never lost a match to Vondrousova, 3-0, including one match this year at the Australian Open. Second round won by Martic, 6-4, 7-5. That's some of what they're playing for. The prize money, $43,000, 280 ranking points. Pierre Baki is in the chair. He has been here the entire week in Istanbul. Yeah, nice conditions altogether. So you do have a bit of that cloud cover. Nice temperate conditions in terms of the thermometer. And very little wind.
30 seconds.
Also, they met 2018 on a couple of occasions. And all three of their matches have come on hard courts. So this is first one on clay. Vondrousova loves playing on the clay. Same for Martic. Is this the day that Martic wins that first title?
End of one.
Final at the 2019 Istanbul Cup is about to begin between the number 6 seed Petra Martic and Marketa Vondrousova.
Thank you.
Doing the dictating on the first point with the forehand.
15.
That's her big strike off the ground, Martic. That forehand wing has a lot of variety on that backhand side. Has really worked on the drive backhand over the years and loves hitting the drop on that backhand side. A bit of luck on the second point for Vondrousova,
15-0.
who faced Alison van Uytvanck in her other final this year. I was in Budapest, won by the Belgian in 3 sets after Vondrousova won the opener. But it was that kind of week for van Uytvanck, who just kept coming back in all of her matches in Budapest. Similar to what Martic has done this week in Istanbul. What a splendid half volley from Vondrousova.
15-13.
There's that heavy forehand. A very good approach. And what a pickup. She has had success in the doubles, making the semifinals in Melbourne. Well, overhitting the forehand, so a couple of break points to begin.
15-14.
Well, it wasn't the worst serve at all. But what a return from Vondrousova, and she breaks. to start this final. Super return from the Czech. She hails from Solikov in the Czech Republic, west of Prague, near the German border. Now spends a lot of her time in Prague, one of the main centers in tennis in the Czech Republic, alongside Prostiev.
Marketa, Vondrousova to serve.
And the double for Vondrousova.
Love 15.
When they met at the Australian Open, there were 7 consecutive breaks to start the match. Just seemed to hang back a little bit on that return, Martic. Feet planted. Right on the line.
No to Zombies, 30-15.
Just looking to find some rhythm so far, Martic. 2 game points to consolidate for Vondrousova. As ever in a final, you wonder about the nerves of the players if they are in play. A miss hit from Martic. And already signs of frustration from her. 2-love. I mentioned that long match that she had against Vodanovic, 3 hours and 20 minutes, and then getting less than an hour on court the next day, exactly what she needed. But still 2 days later, you wonder if there's any carryover from that quarterfinal. Great disguise and execution on the drop.
Love 15.
Real heavy forehand. That first one, and then changing the trajectory on the next forehand, followed by the slice. So talk about great variety there from Vondrousova. Only the 3rd game in, and already some pressure on Martic. Scoreboard pressure. Oh. Great rally to watch. Taking the pace off both players. Martic trying to end it with the drop. Her previous final came last year in Bucharest, Martic. She was defeated by Anastasia Savastova, 7-6, 6-2. Key moment there was she was unable to serve out the first at 5-4. Great strike on the forehand wing from Martic.
15-30.
First final came in 2012. Kuala Lumpur lost to Shea Sue, had to retire in the third set. Appeared to be suffering from cramps in that one. Hot day. And she played a 3.5-hour semi-final against Elena Yankovic. Won that one. Had to complete it the day of the final. Just didn't have much time to recover for the final. Not that time. Her coach there just trying to encourage Martic. Sandra Januska, former player. Well, that one perhaps a little bit simpler because Martic was in deeper trouble on the baseline, a couple of yards behind the baseline, and Vondrousova able to move in. Right there, she's a yard inside the baseline striking that one, and then there also 1 foot inside the baseline, and she knew Martic was going to have a lot of ground to cover, so perhaps just relaxed her a little bit more hitting the drop. Another break chance. No, missed that forehand. So Vondrousova has been in stellar form this entire week, and it's been a continuation so far in the early stages in this final. 3-love.
All right. How are you? Okay. Start with a little bit higher ball towards the backhand, okay? Because already from the start you want to charge, and sometimes you charge from a little bit too far, and it's just a big risk for you. When you're going to play high to the backhand, she's not going to do much. So just get some curve, take off some speed, start already like this with a higher ball. From that higher ball, she gives you a shorter one, and then it's your chance to move in and hit it harder, because then she's far behind and she runs, okay? To her drop shots, I need you to try and pull out 2 or 3 times. You run to it and you win the point. Because if you're going to win... Yes. Okay, but pay attention. She might play them a little bit more now because she won all the points so far, okay? But if you're going to win 2-3 points, she's going to start hesitating. So even if you see it late, you run all the way, okay? Because we need to take it out of her head, all right? And that's it. You start it higher, you start the point a little bit higher, and then you move in, then you attack. That's the only thing, really. So when you really hit the ball, try to be a bit closer in the court to set it up this way. All right?
Time.
Perfect start for Marketa Vondrousova, the 19-year-old from the Czech Republic. 2 breaks to the good in this final, serving 3-love against Petra Martic. Second double for Vondrousova. She hit 11 when they played last year in Indian Wells. That was won 6-3, 7-6 by Martic. It's one of the reasons why on that day her second serve points won was just at 24%.
On beş.
Now she'll know Martic can't afford to make those miscues. But maybe she's rattled. Martic not sure. Vondrousova walking closer to the net. Here comes the chair umpire. First time out of his chair. Touching. Or is it touching? No. Very close, but just out. Thought when he looked at Martic, something with the chair umpire looks to the player. That's the player the call goes against when they check the mark, but no, it was long.
15-10. Point, please.
So a chance to get one of the breaks back for Martic, who had her coach out at the change of ends. Yeah, she was there in good time and made no mistake. Certainly not a bad approach, but those types of balls can be very tricky. Awkward height for Martic to deal with, as tall as she is, and then getting there. Good sprint by Vondrousova. Chair ump out again. And I think it's going to go against Vondrousova here, so I'm going to replay the point. To the coach, said a couple of things. Number one, try to go with a bit of loop shape to the backhand of Vondrousova to pin her back, and then on the next ball, potentially you have the chance to move in and be in a better position to strike the ground strokes. And also, she said, when Vondrousova hits the drop shots, go, make an effort, send a message. And that's what she did there, but it was too good. And why the coach was saying that made perfect sense. Was it put it in her mind? You're going to try to chase those, and if you can win a couple, 2 or 3, then that might negate the drop shot. She might stop playing it, Vondrousova. And so far having good success, just missing the 1, I believe, out of 4. And that was another stunner. Change of direction on the drop shot there, and it was perfect because Martic was moving back to her left. Meanwhile, Martic wanting to get a racket restrung, alter the tension. So that 15-30 little window for Martic evaporated. 4 love. She needs a game. She needs to get some kind of momentum going, Martic. Oh, a bit of help from the net. Just relentless in this first set. Three more break chances. That is just great stuff from Vondrousova, even at that stage. She had the 3 break points in hand. There was a ball into the corner. Did so well on the defense to keep the point going. And then later getting her reward. 5-love.
Time.
Indeed, around 20 minutes into this final, and Marketa Vondrousova is serving for the first set. Well, that's a great rally. And the fans getting behind Martic. She threw just about everything at Vondrousova in that rally. Her first winner, an 8 for Vondrousova, and not many unforced errors either from the Czech.
15-all.
Third straight game where Martic has been ahead on the Vondrousova serve. Hasn't been able to kick on from that and get the break, but potentially something to just keep an eye on in the second set. Maybe she'll reflect on those. Something that might give her some something to work with.
30-15.
She's just soaking up everything of Vondrousova. So she's playing the defense, but also when she has the chance on the attack. It's not like Martic is making unforced errors very early in rallies. Yes, she's missed a couple of returns, but Vondrousova just so solid, if not more.
Autos. Talion.
Third double for Vondrousova. Maybe your lone blemish so far. That's a lovely strike. Had to be that good because she committed to hitting the inside-out forehand. She was outside the tram lines. Oh, what a lob from Vondrousova.
Deuce.
Oh, that drop shot, she got there in good time, Martic, and when she did, you thought it was going to be her point. What a splendid recovery from Vondrousova. Too good.
Avantage Martic.
Really getting into these rallies now, Martic. And she nets the forehand. So Martic given a helping hand with some double faults in that game. And then she breaks through.
Love 15.
Hasn't dropped her serve many times this week, Vondrousova, but when she has done, shown the ability to bounce right back and get the break. A little bit too much on that forehand from Vondrousova,
15.
who besides making the final in Budapest had a great sunshine double. Quarterfinals at both tournaments, Indian Wells and Miami, beat Simona Halep. Also a couple of wins over Elena Ostapenko. Well, again, second time with a lob, and all she can do is look at her coach
15-10.
Maybe with the caption, how did that happen? A bit of luck there. She misstruck that. Turned out to be great for Vondrousova. Just a beautiful backhand slice right into the corner. And even on this surface, on the clay, where the balls generally slow down, they still do damage. Look where she's taking it a couple of yards behind the baseline. Completely opened up the court, and then she went down the other side with the forehand. 2 set points. Martic nets the forehand, and it's the first set to Marketa of Vondrousova, the Czech. Tremendous first set from her. 6-1.
Ten druhý servis, tak si zkus rovnou na první jednou, druhý, dva. Víc rotace, podle mě si to házíš hodně dopředu. Ty ho hraješ přísně, ten druhý hodně. No, hodíš to, že tam nestihneš prostě to tam dostat, jakoby, ale dej víc rotace, hoď si ho víc nad sebe, ale dobrý, teď pár dala si 2 debly si dala, nebo to. Ne, super je to. Fakt, furt jí takhle tlač do toho. Pojď do ní. Je to náročný, no, ona hraje to, ona do toho ale teďka strašně chodí. Ona hodně jakoby riskuje, víš, teďka na to. Takže zkus to vydržet takhle, jak prostě to, jak hraješ. Hraješ aktivně, perfektně hraješ tím forehandem do toho jejího backhandu, občas si to tam změníš, ty kraťásky hrají, tím si pomůžeš, jakoby, jo. A chodí do těch returnů, aby nemohla tolik to. Jak fakt nic, jakoby to, hraj tímhletím tempem, hraješ úplně přesně jakoby perfektním tempem. Ona už je taková, jakoby, že hodně se snaží hrát na risk, tak občas jí to vyjde, jo, zahrála neskutečně ten game, předtím dala 3 kraťasy, který vlastně nešli doběhnout. Ale tohle to je přesně ta hra, jakoby, která bude fungovat, jo?
Time. Second set. Marketa, Vondrousova to serve.
Hasn't dropped a set so far in Istanbul. In the last 5 sets she's played 6-1, 6-2, 6-2, 6-1, and 6-1. First set of this final. No wonder her coach, Jan Hernick, there at the change of ends when they were chatting said, super. He mentioned it a couple of times. Was able to make out that. It was a punishing rally. Lost the point, but making Martic just run and run and run. Yeah, it took a toll on the Croatian. But she has a love 30 advantage.
Love 30.
Good get, but simple put away. A lot of tennis under her belt this week, Martic.
15-30.
First round, 3-6, 6-1, 6-3 against Tamar Zidansek. Didn't face the break chance in the final two sets. Changed her tactics second and third set, a bit more shape on those ground strokes, she said, not as flat. Then she was down a set in 3-1. Second round to Anna Bogdan for winning at 6-3 in the third. 7-6, 4-6, 7-6 against Mladenovic.
On Beskak, 15-14.
Not only a long match, but a high quality match. Both players on this surface hitting nearly 50 winners and just over 50 unforced. It was a great one to watch. No, she's trying different things. A few more of the slices in succession for Martic. Didn't throw off Vondrousova there. Does have a varied game, Martic, as she was saying earlier on in her career. Sometimes when you have that type of a game, it can be harder to put it all together. Great hitting on the forehand.
First game, second set.
And it's the start she was looking for. Glittering numbers for Vondrousova. 11 winners, just the 8 unforced errors. Differential of -10 for Martic. Perfect on the break chances. Also Vondrousova. The only slight issue for her was the double faults, which came back in this first set of the second. Didn't go back to the second point of the first set. Martic serving to begin the match. Obviously wanting a good start, serving 15 love. The net cord goes against her. Net cord winner. Saw a look of disappointment on her face. Sometimes something as simple as that could just hamper a player, if only for a few points. And then once she got broken, just snowballed. Good response, though, in the second. When she was out of the game with that back problem for around 10 months, she just kept telling herself, or just hoping, one more chance. Give me one more chance to get back out on the tennis court. And thankfully it happened. Resurgence coming at the French Open 2017. Well, mishitting the overhead, but she got a second chance on the volley. It seemed like she was going to put that volley away because she was very close to the net, almost on top of the net. Will that be a costly miss for Martic in this game? A wonderful point to watch from both players. But it is Vondrousova who outdoes Martic again.
30.
Such a smooth strike on the slice, but here, that was the opportunity for Martic. Adding to her winners count. Got her again with the lob.
Tuska, 30-40.
Textbook combination. Drop shot and then go over the top. Still perfect on the break points. 5 for 5, Vondrousova. And that could really hurt Martic from being up 30-love and then bossing that 30-love point, missing the volley. Vondrousova, a player who a few years ago had a real big injury problem as well. Elbow issue. Most notably probably in 2016, but what a comeback she then made. Had success at the ITFs and winning that title in Biel against Annette Kontaveit, who's playing in the final in Stuttgart today. On the scoreboard, it's a commanding lead so far for Vondrousova. But in terms of the strokes, we're seeing the variety, the finesse, a lot of different shot making. Has been nice. There's another one.
30-15.
In that final against Kontaveit in 2017, it was a thriller, 6-4, 7-6. And the stat of that match, she saved 13 of 14 break chances. Had to save 4 set points in the second set in that one before earning her first match point and converting. Was in a winning position against Van Uytvanck in Budapest, 1-6, 7-5, 6-2. She led 5-4 on serve in the second. Difficult shot, very difficult shot to play for Vondrousova.
30-40.
She was 2 or 3 yards behind the baseline and trying for a really, really big shot over the highest part of the net. Into the bottom of the net. That's what Martic was looking for after getting broken, is to get the break back. which he has done. 2-1.
Time.
It was a tough first set for Petra Martic, but she has regained the break lead in the second set, serving at 2-1 in this final in Istanbul.
En bas, j'ai vu. 15 now.
A lot of handball players on her mom's side, Martic. And her mom was adamant that had she not chose tennis, she would have been a player for the national team in handball, Martic. Handled the bad bounce terrifically well. For unloading on the forehand. The drop was good enough from Martic to force the error there from Vondrousova. She has found her game in the second set, Martic. And there's the hold to back up the break. She hails from Split, or very close to it in Croatia on the coast. The territory of a former Wimbledon champion in Goran Ivanisevic, who she was able to take a picture with when she was very young. It was the player that Ivanisevic beat in that epic Wimbledon final, Patrick Rafter, who Martic really liked watching when she was growing up. Apparently she had a parrot and named it after Rafter, calling it Patrick. Never released her grip in that rally, Vondrousova. Really flattened out the backhand. She made that return look so simple, Martic. Just that little move, that step over to her left, effortless stroke on the forehand. Oh, what a heavy one that was. So we saw the flattened backhand a few points ago. There, the heavy backhand drive to force the error, and 2 game points for Vondrousova. Second ace for Vondrousova, and she keeps it close in this second set. 3-2.
Time.
Petra Martic very much into this final now in Istanbul. She's up by a break in the second, 3-2. The annoyance of getting to a drop shot in decent time and then just not being able to finish there for Martic. Oh, what a big serve that was.
15.
Speaking of heavy, her first ace.
Beş 30. 15-30.
15-30 when it might have been 40 love in this game. She changed it up on the serve. Speaking of the variety she has, she can do different things on the serve. Last serve, flatter. Well, given what had just happened, even if that ball to net looked fairly simple, just increased the difficulty facing the break points. Doing the damage with that forehand, plenty of margin with that forehand, but still able to push Vondrousova back. And then doing enough with the forehand to force the miss. More of this match now being dictated by Martic. So perhaps having noted that, she comes right back, Vondrousova, and was the one taking it to her opponent there. Made it. This time it's Martic with the lob. What a fabulous point that was. Getting to this ball, Vondrousova, and doing something with it. But then Martic realizing the lob was there for her, and what a sublime finish. I mean, slippery. Changing direction on the clay, but she was still able to pull off the lob. Not just yet in this game.
Deuce.
She'll no doubt be pleased with the turnaround in this second set. Well, what about that from Vondrousova? We are seeing some great quality in this set. Look at this forehand. Not a, well, she probably feels she could have done more on the approach, but how about that for a get on the volley from Martic? Just had to make sure here, stop before touching the net. Did so in plenty of time. A break chance. And she closed down the net there. Very well, Martic.
Deuce.
Hitting some big serves in this game, but the returns have come back from Vondrousova.
Avantage Vondrousova.
Another opportunity for Vondrousova. Last break chance was the first one she had missed in this match. Just a little bit late. On that backhand. He was a servant volleyer when he played on the men's tour. Hernick. Yuri Herbeck was her coach mainly for the juniors when she won a couple of junior Grand Slam doubles titles. A third opportunity in this game. She'll be displeased with that return. However, it was up high on Vondrousova, above shoulder height. This feels like such an important game. How long it has been. 5 deuces. The winner of this game bound to get a huge lift. That was a smart serve from Martic. Completely took the pace off. And as a result, Vondrousova way out in front. It goes long. It is Martic who takes that game. 4-2.
Thank you.
Great effort from Martic. But the drop shots just keep on coming for Vondrousova.
15.
Slightly less in terms of the success rate as compared to the first set, but still enjoying success with that shot. And yeah, making Martic put in the miles. A bit fortunate there, but she'll take it, Martic. She earned it. Oh, the chasing she did there. That's all she can do. Vondrousova. Oh, what a rally that was. That left-handed forehand with the curl that she has cross court can be so difficult. Just making the opponent really stretch in that backhand corner of playing the right-hander.
On to Zombage, 30-15.
Flat and deep there.
Yeah, Zombage. 40-15.
Two very hard struck backhands after losing the point in this game. 3 in a row, this time on the forehand side. She really stepped it up there, Vondrousova. But it's Martic who has the break lead in the second set. 4-3.
Time.
The deep end now of this second set. Petra Martic close to forcing a decider in this final in Istanbul. She's serving at 4-3. Nice margins, but still able to do damage there, Martic. That last forehand, even though it was pretty close to the line, had a fair amount of spin on it. A good time to play the drop shot because Martic was back on her heels. But it found the net. 30 love.
Late second service. Yeah, Orgina.
Hard strike on the forehand from Vondrousova.
Martic, Petra, Chileani. Lead 5 games to 3.
Martic becomes the first player to take 5 games off Vondrousova in a set this week. After the struggles of the previous service game, hold to love there for Martic. Turnaround in this second set.
15.
Getting the shorter ball and on the attack, Vondrousova, a player who, when she was growing up, really loved watching Roger Federer, who won a men's title previously in Istanbul. Oh, there was a chance to get ahead in that game. Yeah, telling yourself to move into it, move forward. Just hung back because that serve was a little bit shorter in the box. Finding the net with a forehand. few times she's pulled off that pattern of play, the drop with the love. What a shot indeed. What a rally from Vondrousova.
15.
No time at all to set for Vondrousova. Crisp return right down the middle. Crunching return from Martic.
Deuce.
Making it look so simple. Well, she can put together rallies like that, Martic. Big forehand initially and then going the other way to bring up a set point. Oh, just had to reach on the forehand.
Deuce.
Perhaps she was banking on the cross court from Vondrousova, expecting the ball to go to her left.
Avantage, Vondrousova.
Taking her out of position with the previous shot and then finishing down the line. She saves the set point. Martic there with a 5-4 lead. She'll have a chance to try and close out the set.
5 games of time.
So now Petra Martic has the chance to force a decider as she is trying to close out set number 2 on serve, 5-4. One of her best, if not the best of the day, especially under these circumstances where she needs a break to stay in this set. Giving everything to chase it down, Martic, but too good. She was there. To put it into the open space. Martic saying, okay, I'm going to hit one as well. The drop shot. Not quite as efficient as the one for Vondrousova. And just couldn't keep it away from the Czech up at the net. Love 30. Oh, she just kept at it. As the balls kept coming back, Vondrousova may have made the unforced error. It didn't come. That's great resilience in that rally from her. After terrific defense from Martic. 3 break chances after she saved the set point. That one is not coming back. Powers into it.
15-14.
Two of them.
30-14.
Great time for that big serve if you're Martic. Perfect on the break points in the first set, Vondrousova. In the second set, 1 for 6. Oh, she made it! A very difficult shot. She took it on.
Deuce.
Flirting with disaster, going to that line. Brilliant. And she brings up another set point. Off her feet is the coach. Understandably so. Down low 40. Wins the next 4 points. Set point number 2. First on her own serve. We are going to a deciding set. This has been a tremendous final to watch. And there's more of it to come after Petra Martic takes the second. 6-4.
Odvíjí se to teďka ve strašně podobném scénáři, jakoby takových hodně míčů. Teď zahrála tyhle vinek, jakoby to jsou takový navíc, ale takový ten střed, hrozně podobný scénář, ona vždycky ti zaservíruje a oběhne si forehand hned, jakoby hlavně zleva. To je jedno, ale ty musíš si trošičku přiriskovávat ty returny. Jo? Ty z druhého servisu trošičku, no, tím spíš, trošičku si přiriskni, když to musíš buď to se jí dostat do backhandu, anebo to vystřel po laně. Jo, klidně si to přiriskni, Maki. Jo, to protože ona tě pak strašně honí, ty se strašně nadřeš a jsi v hrozný defenzívě. Jo, a to samý servis. Snaž se jí prostě dostat do toho backhandu. A tak hraj trošičku rychleji. Jo, víc do toho. Teď si do toho začala chodit víc, jakoby, jo. Teď je to. Musíš do toho trošičku teďka. Pojď. Teďka ještě tohle, to ještě set, to ještě to. Najdi sobě ještě trošku energie a to. Uvidíš tímhletím, ale tím, jak jí budeš víc ty tlačit, tak budeš o to míň běhat, jo? Přizpůsob tomu tu hru teda. Ty výměny musíš hrát jakoby dlouhý a hraj s ní ty crossy, hraj z toho backendu. Zkracují to, běž jí víc, jakoby, i když ti to blbě odskočí. No ale tam ty máš vynikající ten vybíhanej. Dobíháš to skvěle, to není pravda, to se teď dá, pojď.
Time. Final set. Marketa, Vondrousova to serve.
Another third set for Petra Martic this week, but no doubt she'll be very happy to be in a third set in this final after dropping the opener. Great fight back from the Croatian. Certainly a big test for Vondrousova to be in this position because it's the first set she's lost the entire week. Hasn't been taken to a decider. And also back end of the second set when she had those 3 break chances there, well saved by Martic. But still she had the opportunities to extend the set. There's another chat with her coach at the change of ends. Oh, crushing that overhead.
Orange. 15-0.
Oh, what an opportunity to get ahead in this game for Martic. Remember that Vondrousova has never beaten Martic. 0-3. Hadn't taken a set off Martic either beforehand.
Yeah, 40-15.
So Vondrousova gets the hold.
First game, final set.
How it could have been different had Martic won that third point when she was bossing the rally. Still not bad numbers at all for Vondrousova in that second set. 12 apiece in the winners done for us, but only -3 this time around for Martic. Got that first serve percentage up. And as opposed to the first set, saved. Huge chunk of break points.
Love 15.
For once, she's unable to make that love, Vondrousova. Martic must have been fearing the worst. So many of those had gone over her head for winners. The early stages of this third set are going to be very pivotal.
30-15.
Especially if they follow the trend of the previous two sets. First set, Vondrousova led 2-love. In fact, it was 2 breaks at 3-love, and then Martic was able to break early in the second. 3-1 lead. This match, they're watching as a neutral. Outstanding. So having the time, when she's produced those drop shot winners on the backhand side, the time to hit those, not being rushed. So Martic there, maybe just telling herself, yeah, go hard to the backhand side. Don't give her the chance to hit the drop.
40-30.
Hit a pretty flat forehand cross court. So they trade holds to begin the third set. Martic looking for that first title, but she did pick up some hardware last year in the 125 series as the number 2 seed. That was after the U.S. Open. After her U.S. Open, pardon me, was the second week of the Open. She was the number 2 seed. That came after she'd been beaten in the first round in New York by Lucy Safarova. She's going to have her farewell at the Prague Open. What a devilish backhand going in behind. She was moved all over the place there, Vondrousova.
Love 30.
Great choice of shot there by Martic. She knew that Vondrousova just had to try and recover some court position, so it was going to move in, went in behind. Three break chances for Martic.
Love 40.
Three for six on the break chances for Martic. That's the backhand. It is a break to love for Petra Martic. And she is the first player to break through indeed in this third set. 2-1.
Tady prostě musíš s ní hrát tyhle ty výměny, no, jako hele, je to prostě jeden, prohráváš o jeden game. Teďka ale tohle to si myslím, že je takhle. Tak je to ono. Jako jediný, co opravdu chodí do toho returnu, aby si ty diktovala tempo, aby to do toho, jak máš šanci, dostávají do toho, i si to vystřel po té lajně. Trošku to, ona je teďka v takovém jakoby tranzu, v takovém tempu, trošku jí z toho dostaň. No musíš to teďka přeriskovat, musíš to nějak prostě vybojovat, vyhrát si to. Teď si to musíš vyhrát ty, jakoby. Přeriskni si ty returny. Když servíruješ, servíruj i na tělo trošku. Servíruj ji na tělo a to, ať ten první servis. Jo? Ať trošičku ona tam čeká na ty dva údery a to. Teď to byly strašně vyrovnaný gamy maky akorát, jo. To byly to. Pojď ještě do ní. Je to poslední zápas, pojď.
Time.
Petra Martic now with a break lead in this third set against Marketa Vondrousova.
Out.
You feel this is such a huge game. If Martic is able to hold, this feels like there could be another break in this set for her. Vondrousova at the change of ends had her coach out looking up. She was very crestfallen at the change of ends. But still a lot of tennis to be played in this third set.
15. On base on tous. 15-30.
Even when she's hit some big serves, Martic. So many of those returns going back in play for Vondrousova. What a big point that was. Both players had the chance at one stage to win the rally in the early going. It was great defending from Vondrousova. And then on the back end from Martic, who just changed it up on the serve. Her last two serves taking a bit off.
Oh yeah, Martic.
Almost dropped in on the line.
Martic should be lead 3 games to 1.
It's a hold from 15-30. Second straight final in Istanbul, where it's gone 3 sets. Last year, Parmonte over Herzog, 6-3 in the third. Whereas she was making all those shots in the first set, just missing now by fractions. Martic won't be thinking about her next tournament in Rabat just yet, but Herzog is going to be her first round opponent. Player who won in Lugano on the clay a couple of weeks ago. Doors open here for Martic to potentially gain a double break lead. A lovely finish. And huge credit here because that ball was in the air for a long time.
On base card. 15-14.
Martic was able to dig out of a love 40. And the second set, Vondrousova looking for the same result here. Saved 2 of them.
On to his carry. 13-14.
But not the third. And Petra Martic is closing in on that first title. She has a 4-1 lead in this third set.
Time.
A 2-break lead now for Petra Martic in this final in Istanbul. 4-1.
Oh, magnifique. 15 now.
The enforced errors really increased in this final set for Vondrousova. And the all-out attack on the first 2 points from Vondrousova.
Oh, 15 now.
Not the patient type of game that she can play and play very, very well. Clean winner off the return.
15-30.
The defending from Martic. Beginning with the ball she picked up right off baseline. A point for a 5-1 lead.
40-30.
She was able to dig out of the 15-30 in her last service game, Martic. Not quite there yet.
Deuce. Avantage Martic.
A few more of the errors as she is changing her pattern of play. Vondrousova trying to go for those big strikes quite early in the rallies. Big serve from Martic. And the put away at the net. One more game required to get that first title.
Thank you.
the Champar going to come out? Circles the mark, does Martic. Confirms the ball was wide.
Love 50. En bêche. 15 ans.
This match has been a contrast to the previous two finals for Martic in 2012. Kuala Lumpur winning the first set against Shea. Had a breakbeat also in the second set against Shea before she had to retire in the third. Suffering from cramps. And then against Sevastova in Bucharest last year. A break lead late in the first. Couldn't serve that one out.
15-14.
But here, she has come back from a first set reverse and now has the championship point for her first title. And there it is! Petra Martic, who thought her career might have been over a couple of years ago with a back problem. She persevered and wins that first title in comeback fashion over Marketa Vondrousova. 1-6, 6-4, 6-1. The last one standing in Istanbul is the number 6 seed. And no wonder a massive smile from Martic. She'll go over to the coach.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm still saying this. Not for long, huh? Just don't sit.
They got a flight probably to go to Morocco for the next tournament. Very good advice. I thought the coach gave the first set, chatting to Martic. She can smile now, Martic, after she was really frustrated in that first set. And boy, did she ever work hard to win this first title in Istanbul. Could call her the 3-set queen. It's one of her matches not going to 3 sets, the semifinal. And maybe in the grand scheme of things, that was very important after the 3-hour, 20-minute match in the quarterfinals Friday against Kristina Mladenovic. Just spent 52 minutes on the court. Semifinals, unfortunately, Margarita Gasparyan having to retire. But she needed a short one in the semis, got it, Martic, and then came back to win in Istanbul in this final, just under 2 hours.